Yeah, what's up, guys? Coming at you today with a quick and easy one. We're going to be doing a chili Instant Pot recipe. Beautiful thing about this is you basically get all your ingredients in the Instant Pot, set to go, wait on it, takes 40 minutes or so, and then you're done. Now, if you don't have access to an Instant Pot, don't be dismayed. You can still do this recipe. You can either do it in a crock pot or just throw it in a pot on the stove. You'll just have to cook it a lot longer at a low and slow temperature. But, it still works. So, without further ado, let's get started. All right, we're going to start this one off by turning our Instant Pot on to saute. Add a little bit of olive oil, and then we're going to add our lean ground beef straight in. This is about 2.5 pounds. As soon as you have that in there, add your salt and pepper. So now's a good time to mention that if you don't have access to an Instant Pot, you're still going to be following the same recipe here. You'll be doing the same thing by sauteing your meat and your vegetables, same as I'm doing in this video. The only difference is that instead of closing the Instant Pot up and setting it to pressure cook, you'll be transferring it to either your crock pot or your pot on the stove. And you'll want to cook that either low and slow for about 6 to 8 hours, or if you're cooking on a higher heat, 3 to 4 hours. So we went and added a entire diced onion in here, and now I'm adding what's the equivalent of about 4 cloves of minced garlic to the pot as well. And you'll want to add a little bit more oil on top of it. And every time you add something new to the pot, you're going to want to re-season. A little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper. As soon as that's all in, we're going to keep it sauteing here and just keep stirring it with a wooden spoon. You want to keep this going all the way until your ground beef is cooked all the way through. As soon as that's cooked all the way through, you're going to want to go ahead and add an entire diced red bell pepper. Now, this recipe is actually more on the mild side. However, if you want to spice it up, instead of a bell pepper here, or even as an addition to the bell pepper, go ahead and dice up 2 jalapenos and throw them in the pot as well. That'll just give you a little bit of an extra kick.
Bro, she made fucking beans. What the fuck?
So as you saw there, we're going to go ahead and add our beans now. Add a whole can of black beans, and then we're also going to be adding an entire can of kidney beans as well. Really gotta tap them and make sure you get them all out. Then we're going to go ahead and add a can of tomato paste here. Now there's a little bit of a glare, but this is a 6-ounce can. Like to use a butter knife to scrape it all out and make sure I'm getting it all in there. Alright, and now we're going to add our beef broth. I am using the low sodium beef broth here. We're going to be adding 2.5 cups in total. So there's our first 2 cups going in. And I have a little bit of trouble here. Definitely want to make sure you put this down on a flat surface when you're pouring, otherwise it can be kind of hard to get an accurate measurement. But now we're just adding that extra 1/2 cup. As soon as that's all add, we're just going to go ahead and give it another good stir. Now I'm using a towel here. I always like to keep a towel handy in the kitchen for stuff like this. Go ahead and grab a hot pot without burning yourself. I missed recording the addition of the chili powder, but we are adding a full 2 tablespoons of chili powder in. Then we're going to get about a 1/2 teaspoon of celery salt. then a full tablespoon of smoked paprika, a half a tablespoon of ground cumin, and then a half a tablespoon of ground thyme as well. Now at this point, I also realized I was out of liquid smoke. You don't need it. The smoked paprika does add a nice little smoky flavor to it, but if you really like a little smoky kick, adding about a tablespoon of liquid smoke just really elevates this chili to the next level. Now we're going to finish this off by adding about a tablespoon of Sriracha to it. It's a little bit of a secret sauce I like to add to my chili that really just adds an extra dimension of flavor to it. And if you're a fan of spicy, go with like 2 to 3 tablespoons of this as well. 2 to 3 tablespoons of Sriracha with 2 jalapenos in here will really give you that kick if you're into the spice. So we're going to seal our Instant Pot up. Now again, if you don't have access to an Instant Pot, instead of using the Instant Pot on chili mode, you can also put this in just a regular pot on your kitchen stove or add to a crock pot. Like I said before, 3 to 4 hours on a high temperature, 6 to 8 hours on a low temperature. Now on the Instant Pot, you see how it says L14 there. You want to leave this to rest for at least 10 minutes after it's finished cooking before you pop that valve and release the steam. But with that, we're done, so it's time to plate, or I guess in this case, bowl it up. So fill your bowl up, and we're going to add a scoop of sour cream, then some shredded cheddar cheese.
Waiter, there's a fly in my soup. Could you do something about it?
Yeah, so I didn't notice it when I was filming, but apparently I had a fly hanging out in my kitchen. Yeah, it happens. Maybe came in whenever I opened the door on that steak video I did last. So to finish it off here, I chopped up some green onion that we're just going to sprinkle right on top, and with that, we're finished. Happy eating!